some millions of solar systems. Each unit of space is compared with a banyan fruit, and the would-be solar systems are compared with banyan seeds. And the development of each solar system is compared with the germination of a banyan tree from the banyan seed. While the solar systems are being produced, there are intelligences that are working. These intelligences are threefold. Three groups of intelligences work out the universe. The one group is called the intelligences of radiation. Devas, they are called. The devas of radiation. The devas of vibration. The devas of materialization. So, three groups of devas are described as the Deva kingdom in the Vedas. Devas means the intelligences that are working out the creation. The first group have 12 subgroups. The second group have 11 subgroups. The third group have 8 subgroups. The whole thing forms an egg of creation. It is called the egg of the cosmos, which is to some extent described by Madame Blavatsky in her secret doctrine. In the Vedas, these 12 are called Adityas. These 11 are called Rudras. These 8 are called Vasus. And they are called the intelligences of light. Here light means consciousness, not the optic light we know. Optic light is only a type of light, whereas there are 49 different types of light existing in this creation according to the Vedic thought. So these are called the devas of light or devas of intelligence, devas of consciousness. The second group are called the devas of shape and sensation. The third group are called the devas of dimensions. The dimensions exist only in the third group, and the properties of everything exist in the second group. Awakening of any consciousness exists in the first group. All the three make up a universe. In us also, all the three exist. Our consciousness and its subdivisions exist as the first group. Our force, which is called the prana or the vital force, which exists as the heat and light in us, as the energy which is making us move and the metabolic energy, it exists as the second item in us.
Sous la forme du deuxième groupe.
And our physical body and its subdivisions exist as the third group in us. These three sets are working in us also to produce the three planes of existence: the plane of matter in us, the plane of force in us, and the plane of consciousness in us. So just as they are working in a cosmic egg, they are also working in the individual egg. The principles exist the same, whereas the scales and dimensions differ. And here comes what we call the law of pulsation. This whole egg is floating on waves, just as a balloon floats on the waves of a lake of water. These waves are called pulsation. Here a law exists, and it exists in the form of waves. Each wave has its own rise, its own highest point, and its own merging. According to this, each globe of universe comes into existence. It works out its own complete cosmogenesis into the millions and millions of solar systems, and each solar system works out its planets, and each planet works out its own atoms and its own chemistry and its own units of consciousness, whom we call the living beings. And the living beings make their career individually, and then they grow spiritually to know each other in a collective plane and to gather themselves into a group on the soul plane and give the highest illumination of their consciousness to the planet on which they are living
Vive.
and make the planet illumined so that the planet gets the highest degree of illumination and gets its stage equal to its own source, which we call the sun. Then the whole solar system is illuminated into a high candle power, which is more than our sun. Then the whole solar system is transformed into light, and there is no solar system. This is the merging of the solar system. So, millions and millions of solar systems in each unit, they take their origin, they work out to the highest point of illumination, and then they have their merging. Each wave is called one pulsation. And according to this law of pulsation, the whole universe works. This pulsation is called music. It is called Sama in the Vedic language. Sama means music. And there are musical beings who are governing this law. These musical beings are called Gandharvas. And these Gandharvas are always playing the music of the universe. And according to their music, each a cosmic egg makes its appearance. It goes into disappearance once again. The whole thing is called the music or the pulsation. According to that formula, our space pulsates around our solar system. There are alternating impulses from the sun which give out energy, light and consciousness and reabsorb everything into themselves. According to that law of pulsation, we have our own pulsation at the heart, giving out blood for circulation and reabsorbing the blood into the heart to purify and give it out once again. So the heartbeat is called one sample of the music, and the respiration in us is called another sample of that music. Out of that music, our respiration and heartbeat are coming. And according to that music, they are working, and into that music they are merging. This is one concept, one of the concepts given in Rig Veda about the cosmos or the background of the universe. I will give an example, a third example of the ancient. See the people and the living beings around us. Everyone is having his own head, his own hands, his own feet, his own eyes and his own ears. But try to understand that the one living being is having so many heads, so many hands, so many feet, so many eyes and so many ears, and so many bodies. Now, from this angle, you take a photograph or a picture. One person is existing with so many heads, so many hands, so many feet. So, instead of everyone having his own life in himself separately, can't you understand that the bodies are floating in life? Just as bottles left in a river are floating in the river. Though the bottles are filled with water, though water is there in the bottles are in the water. Similarly, though life is in every one of us, we are floating on an ocean, on the surface of an ocean of life. Similarly, mind. Though we are having everyone a mind, there is an ocean of mind. We are floating in that ocean. Same thing with our intelligence. Though every one of us has his own intelligence, there is an intelligence, an ocean of intelligence, surface of which we are floating. This is one speculation or one aspect of ancient Indian thought. And then it proceeds into the next step now. See how the bird number one has an egg through his wife, and from the egg again the bird number one comes. Call the wife bird number two. So the father bird is there, the mother bird is there, and the egg is manifest. Once again the son bird is there,
Sort de l'œuf.
but he becomes the father bird of the next term. Take this as the formula of the creation and meditate what the first three entities are. This is another thought. This is called I am. This is called you are. This is called he is. Grammar of every language, we have these three persons. Without these three persons, there is no sentence. They are called the first person, second person, and the third person. Irrespective of the language, these persons should be there. And so, whom we call the original is called the Father. You try to know the Father of all. Whom we call the Son is the offspring. Try to know how you are this Son. Try to know how your everything is the Mother. Your body, your mind, your senses, and everything which you call yours is called the mother aspect of yourself. Everything you say I am is called the father aspect, I am as son. This is another concept given. The I am is called Purusha also. Purusha means the seeker of abodes, that is living beings, houses. That is one who constructs his abodes and one who seeks to live in his abode. That means bodies. One who lives in bodies, that is the meaning of the word Purusha. This egg is called Virat. Virat means self-manifest. So, from Purusha the Virat comes. From Virat the Purusha comes. That is how we exist in this world. This is one formula given in the ancient most Indian. When one egg is taking its evolution, as we have seen previously, through the devas of radiation, vibration, and materialization, it is taking in the multiples of 7. This is another concept in the ancient Indian thought. For example, when we start from where we stand, we have the earth under our feet, which we call the solid, and we have the liquid, we have the gas,
Et puis les gaz.
and we have what is called fire, which transforms 1, 2, and 4. Just as the ice block is made into water, and the water is transformed into vapor by fire, and just as the vapor is condensed into water, and water is condensed into ice by the same fire, the fire is called the postal department. That is the one who organizes things. So the second is liquid, the first is solid, the fourth is gas, the fifth is what we call akasha, wrongly called space. It is the content of the space but not space. There is what we call space mind, and above it what we call the I am. The seventh principle it is called. So when we take ourselves as a unit, the first item is our physical body, the second item is the liquid in us, the third item is the heat and the energy in us, the fourth item is the air in us, the fifth item is the content of the space, which is getting transformed into all these things every second. There is nothing but space in us, but the space is transformed into all these forms, and this space is speaking through these vehicles, and we say we are speaking. We means the space in us, and the speaking one is the I am, and the akasha is the content of the space. We have this space where we stand, and we have our mind, and we have our I am, into which we awaken from sleep every day. So we are sevenfold in our existence. All these seven put together forms one unit. You can call it X. Now this X forms 1/7 of a bigger scale. There is X2, X3, X5, X7, each of which has these 7 subdivisions. The whole set can be called Y. When this forms one unit, you have Y1, Y2, each unit has these 7 subdivisions. So, when you consider the source whom we call the sun, from whom all these universes are coming, you can understand each of his ray as 7 to the power of X. X means 7 to the power of 7 to the power of 7 to the power of 7 up to 7 times. So the sun is called the secret of 7 and its powers. In Sanskrit it is called Sapta Sakti. Sapta means 7. Sapta Sakti means the powers of 7. That is the square of the square of 7, like that. This is one aspect. And another interesting part of this aspect is as follows. There is the one I am who is traveling in this universe.